Verse 113. The Jews say, the Christians have nothing to stand on, and the Christians say, the Jews have nothing to stand on, although they recite the scripture. Thus the polytheists speak the same as their words. But Allah will judge between them on the day of resurrection concerning that over which they used to differ. Religious disputes. This verse highlights the mutual accusations of falsehood between Jews and Christians, despite both having received divine scriptures. Scholars stress the importance of recognizing the core truths in all divine revelations and avoiding sectarianism or arrogance. Comparison with polytheists. The Quran equates these disputes with the ignorance of polytheists, showing that truth lies beyond mere claims of exclusivity. Allah's judgment. The Ahlul Bayt emphasize that ultimate judgment belongs to Allah alone, and human disputes over religion will be resolved on the day of resurrection. Verse 114. And who are more unjust than those who prevent the name of Allah from being mentioned in his mosques and strive toward their destruction? It is not for them to enter them except in fear. For them in this world is disgrace, and they will have in the hereafter a great punishment. Destruction of mosques. This verse condemns those who prevent worship and the remembrance of Allah in places of worship, symbolizing opposition to divine guidance. Shia commentators often connect this to historical events, such as the destruction of mosques by oppressive rulers or tyrants who sought to silence truth. Sanctity of worship. The verse underscores the sanctity of mosques and emphasizes the role of these spaces as centers of devotion and justice. The Ahlul Bayt taught that true reverence for mosques involves maintaining their spiritual purpose and ensuring justice within society. Divine retribution. Those who disrespect sacred spaces or prevent worship will face humiliation in this world and severe punishment in the hereafter. Verse 115. To Allah belongs the east and the west. So wherever you turn, there is the face of Allah. Indeed, Allah is all-encompassing and knowing. Allah's omnipresence. This verse affirms Allah's presence everywhere, negating the notion of confining him to specific directions or locations. This verse highlights Allah's transcendence and immanence, emphasizing that he is beyond physical limitations. Spiritual focus. The verse reminds believers that sincerity in worship matters more than physical direction, particularly in circumstances where the Qibla is unknown or inaccessible. The Ahlul Bayt taught that true worship is rooted in mindfulness of Allah's omnipresence. Verse 116. They say, Allah has taken a son. Exalted is he. Rather, to him belongs whatever is in the heavens and the earth. All are devoutly obedient to him. Refutation of divine offspring. This verse refutes claims by some Jews and Christians about Allah having offspring. Shia scholars emphasize Allah's absolute oneness, Tawhid, and perfection, rejecting anthropomorphic attributes or familial relationships. Universal obedience. All creation belongs to Allah and submits to his will, affirming his absolute authority and independence. The Ahlul Bayt stressed the importance of understanding Allah's oneness in both belief and action. Verse 117. Originator of the heavens and the earth. When he decrees a matter, he only says to it, be, and it is. Divine power and creation. Allah's ability to create through his command be reflects his absolute power and will. Creation does not require effort or intermediaries, further affirming his uniqueness. This verse is linked to the concept of Tawhid in actions, Allah as the sole creator and sustainer. Trust in Allah. Believers are reminded to trust Allah's will and rely on Him in all matters, as His power is unmatched. Verse 118. Those who do not know say, "Why does Allah not speak to us or there come to us a sign?" Thus spoke those before them like their words. Their hearts resemble each other. We have shown clearly the signs to a people who are certain. Demanding signs. This verse addresses those who reject faith by demanding direct communication or miraculous signs from Allah, similar to the attitudes of previous nations. Scholars interpret this as arrogance, as the Quran and the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad already serve as sufficient evidence for those who seek truth sincerely. Certainty in faith. True faith is built on reflection, knowledge, and understanding of the signs Allah has provided. The Ahlul Bayt emphasize that reliance on miracles alone indicates a lack of spiritual depth. Verse 119. Indeed, we have sent you, with the truth as a bringer of good tidings and a warner. And you will not be asked about the companions of hellfire. Role of the Prophet. This verse affirms the mission of the Prophet Muhammad as a messenger of truth, sent to guide humanity through glad tidings, paradise for the righteous, and warnings. Punishment for the disobedient. The Ahlul Bayt teach that the Prophet's responsibility was to convey the message, not to force people to believe. Each individual is accountable for their choices. Responsibility of individuals. The Prophet is absolved of responsibility for those who reject faith, as guidance is ultimately a matter of personal acceptance. This reflects Allah's justice and the principle of free will. Key themes. 1. Unity and judgment. Allah alone will resolve religious disputes and judge based on truth and justice. 2. Sanctity of worship. Preventing worship or disrespecting sacred spaces is among the gravest injustices. 3. Tawhid, oneness of Allah. Allah's transcendence, omnipresence, and absolute power are central to understanding His nature. 4. Faith and evidence. Genuine belief stems from understanding the signs of Allah, not from demanding miracles or proofs out of arrogance. 5. Prophetic mission. The Prophet serves as a guide and messenger, but individuals are responsible for their own faith and actions.